Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be telling you which tire is going to be best for the new open-wheel Formula 1 style race series in Grand Theft Auto Online. Hard, medium, or soft. So aside from the obvious of using brand new one-seater open-wheel styled Formula 1 cars and vehicles, that's going to be one of the biggest changes that Rockstar have introduced to the open-wheel races is aside from choosing which Formula 1 car you want, which right now there's only two choices, the Progen PR4 and the Ocelot R88, before the race starts, you have to choose what type of tire you want, hard, medium, or soft. And there's a big difference between the three choices that you have. Now, according to the in-game description, Rockstar says that hard tires will degrade slowly but have less grip, whereas soft tires will degrade quicker but have better grip. And this is the first time in any set of races, Rockstar created races, community races, stunt races, special stunt series races, where Rockstar give you the choice to select tires and they have a difference on the race. And since we have three choices there, hard, soft, and medium, you would assume that medium would sort of be the best of both worlds, or at least somewhere in the middle. Would have a medium amount of grip, but also wouldn't degrade either too slowly or too quickly. So that brings us to an important choice. Which one are you going to choose? Now, Rockstar didn't just add this feature to the Formula 1 races just because they thought it would be fun. So I'm sure many of you guys are avid Formula 1 fans, probably have a handful of your favorite drivers that you follow and root for in races. Well, this has actually been a part of Formula 1 racing for a handful of years now, choosing a different set of tires before the race actually begins. And in real life, there's a handful more options than just hard, medium, and soft. There's super hard, medium, soft, super soft, ultra soft, hyper soft. There's soft and hard tires for when the track is wet or if it's been raining. So needless to say, Rockstar have sort of given us the simple version here. And so in Grand Theft Auto Online, all we do is select between hard, medium, or soft. Now, another element that I think is interesting to this is Rockstar have added a health bar for each tire that you have. So each tire has its own health pool. So this also makes me wonder if you end up damaging the tires, will they degrade a little bit quicker? So, for example, if you fail to brake going around a turn and you slam into a wall and the right side of your car hits the barrier, are the tires on your right side now going to take more damage? Or are they only going to degrade based off of how far you've gone in the race? Again, because they haven't been released yet, there's a handful of factors that we just don't quite know. Another one of those factors is, will we have like an indicator how low our tires are to degrading, or is it going to be a guessing game? You would assume that Rockstar would give us some way to monitor, how much, tread we have on the tires before they end up degrading, because if you do let them degrade all the way, which actually didn't happen in any of the footage that I recorded a couple of days ago, the tires will actually pop, like if someone shot them out if you didn't have bulletproof tires on. And if that happens, you're in big time trouble, because I think the only way in which you can fix your tires is by getting to the pit stop, which of course is another element to these Formula 1 races. So now let's get on to the question, which tire is going to be the best? Well, I honestly think there's going to be a handful of different variables here that determines which one you should ultimately use. Now, the first is kind of subjective, and that's just your personal preference. So if you want to use the pit stops less often, then you might want to end up going for the hard tires because they're going to degrade slowly. However, if you feel like you want to use the pit stops more frequently but have a little bit better grip, you might want to end up using the soft tires. Now, I'm certainly not the best driver, especially in Grand Theft Auto Online. Never have claimed to be, but I would honestly recommend for newer racers that are going to be getting into this for the first time, you probably want to start out on the medium tires just because they kind of offer the best of both worlds. And it will allow you to sort of judge how quickly the tires end up degrading and also how much grip you have. And from there, you can adjust. If you say to yourself, I'm okay with the hard tires because I can adjust for less grip, then go for it. That just means you have to take the pit stops a little bit less often. Now, there's also a handful of variables here that I think are going to be interesting to see if Rockstar include them. The first is weather. So I did a little bit of research on this, and apparently different tire types are used if the weather conditions are adverse, like if it's been raining or if the track is wet. So I wonder if some of the Rockstar created Formula One races that we'll see hopefully in a couple of days, maybe in a couple of weeks whenever it releases, if some of the tracks are specifically raining, like Rockstar sets the weather to wet, and if one tire is going to be better for that or not. You would assume the softer tires would be better there because of the grip, but we'll have to wait and see. Another variable is obviously going to be the distance of the track itself. So some tracks might be a little bit shorter, some might be a little bit longer until the pit stop, which you can obviously only do every lap. It's not like you can, throw your car in reverse and go back to the pit stop. So I think it's going to depend on the actual track itself. Now, speaking of the tracks, these are probably going to be way different than a lot of the other Rockstar created races that we've seen. Certainly way different than the stunt races, which are going to have you flying above the city, going off giant jumps. That's not going to be happening here. I feel like these are going to be more traditional style Formula One tracks that Rockstar opt to go for here. I feel like there's going to be a lot of realism. I mean, we've already started to see that with the fact that you can choose the different set of tires. And if they're putting that much realism into that, you would assume that the tracks we're going on will mimic real-life Formula One race circuits. So that's honestly something I'm really looking forward to. And again, because some circuits might be a little bit longer, some might be a little bit shorter, that will also determine which set of tires you ultimately need to choose here. And what I'll do in the description of this video is I'll leave a link to some links that will tell you about what the tires are used for, especially in a real-life race. Like, why would you use soft versus medium versus hard? When would you use wet tires? So because I'm not a Formula One expert, I'm sure some of you guys might be. Some of you might be in the same boat as me where you're kind of just a casual fan. It's really good to understand that in real life, and it'll give you a better idea of how it's probably going to work in GTA Online when the races arrive as well. Now, another thing that's interesting is it doesn't seem as if this tire choice is available to use in free roam. It's only available in the open wheel style races. So if you take these vehicles into the Los Santos custom shop when they do arrive, and I imagine that's going to be again in either a couple of days or a couple of weeks, when you can buy them from the Legendary Motorsports site. At least when I was customizing them in single player, there was no way to choose what tire you wanted. You could choose between different tire and wheel designs, but you couldn't select between, hard, medium, or soft. So if I had to take a guess, I would say in free roam, they're just going to give you the default medium tires, but who knows? Maybe once they officially arrive, we'll be able to look into the files and figure out what's going on there. Now, even though I think the tire degrading thing is really cool, one thing I am worried about is if it is affected by damage that's done in the race, like, what's to stop other players from just ramming into you? I mean, let's be honest. We all know how Grand Theft Auto Online racing really goes. It usually just turns into a Mad Max bumper car war zone where every player just seems to be crashing into each other, especially at the start. So how would you prevent something like that? I guess the only way in which you could is if you did end up running into someone, it would do an equal amount of damage to you and to your tires. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how Rockstar handles this, and that's why I'm thinking that the tire degradation might only be distance only and not interactions with, the track itself or other players, because we're definitely going to be racing with other players here, and I don't believe it's going to be non-contact. But who knows what other settings Rockstar might end up introducing here. Again, the racing footage that you're seeing right now, this is actually playing the open wheel Formula One style races early that players have somehow gotten access to the creator, but it's not the official thing. So when the official thing does arrive, there's probably going to be a handful of changes that you notice from this video. And again, when it does officially arrive, I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on everything new. But anyways, that is everything that I've got for you guys in this video today. A quick overview on what would probably be the best tire for you. And let me know in the comments down below which one you think you are going to use the most. Is it going to be the one in the middle, medium? Are you going to opt for the hard or the soft ones? Let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.